playoffs. Alright boys, I brought you into my garage for a couple of reasons. I'll get to that in a moment, but first of all I want to get to a couple points of note. I do this every here and again when something important comes across. Number one, for those of you that don't know or those that care, today the Minnesota Twins traded away their second center fielder in the span, pun intended, of about a week. They got rid of Denard Span last week, and Ben Revere this morning was traded to the Phillies for two pitchers, one of whom will be an official starter come 2013. So the Twins don't have a right fielder, really. They don't have a center fielder. They don't have solid leadoff, and they lost some speed for pitching, which they need, but pitching that they're not really going to have established for maybe a couple of years yet. Frustrating. Number two, I spoke to my good buddy Chad today, and he wanted to make me privy to some information, making good on the Movember idea. He went and got himself checked out, and long story short, he had some strange gentlemen inside of him for about 10 seconds. I didn't get the entire story. I had to cut him off because my kids were playing in the toilet after my kid put a poop in there, but my understanding is he went into the doctor and got checked. Everything's good. But he said it's painful and don't ever do it. With that aside, I do have a song I'd like to play. This is going out to all of those who made the playoffs. It's a dedication and an invitation to say, just to come as you have been, as you are right now, as you have been all season, and bring the wins. However, there are those in the mix who did not make the playoffs, and for that, I have this song, mostly for my brother, who did not make the playoffs for the first time in how many years and how many different leagues. It is so very sad, but very true. Let me stop there. So sad. So sad but true that Al did not make the playoffs. Neither did the Becks or the boy who may have been coming into his own toward the tail end, but at this point I guess we will never know. Let's get into the two games of the week. Mine had already started, and I haven't seen what's happening to it, but my guess is Denarius Moore, whoever the guy is who was playing the Thursday night game. I think the only player of this week who is starting tonight. I'm not expecting much out of that guy. It's just getting frustrating. He did the same thing last week to me. But first matchup, me against Nate. I asked Nate today what he thought about it, who was going to win, to which he replied, "What do you think I'm going to say?" I think it's going to be a really tight game for the fact that we both have same records. We both scored almost the exact same amount of points. There's a spread of 6. He's got me edged out there. I've allowed more than he has, about 150 more. However, he is slowly losing artillery for Tim Brady. He's got a very solid quarterback, but he's losing his power. I think he's not doing what he had been all season, coming off of quite a show from last week, not what we're used to seeing out of Nate. With me, however, I also am on a bit of a skid. I got taken down by Al last week. I don't have a whole lot of strength. I got guys who aren't putting up numbers like they had been. Forte, had I put him in last week, I'd have been doing a little bit better, but I didn't, so that just added to my defeat. We're both averaging in the 90s. I think I'm low 90s, Nate's high 90s. I'm still undefeated at home. However, we're playing on Nate's turf. Nate is 5-1 at home, and we're in his home court. I hate to finally say it, but I think I'm going to lose. I'm going to pick Nate for the win on this. There's that. Next game, we have Boner and Ruxin. We have the best current winning record and the worst current losing record. Boner's got 3 wins in a row. Ruxin's got 3 losses in a row. Really, all Chad you got going for you is Robert Griffin Part 3. He is the #1 quarterback per fantasy stats. I guess that's how they have him ranked. You've done quite well, but I don't think you're going to have it for the simple fact that Boner is steamrolling, and I think they're going to be the team to beat. They got 2 players over 200 points, all but 2 players in the triple digits. And as I mentioned before, it's a very solid, well-rounded team. I don't think you got it. I'm going to go ahead and pick Boner on this. While David Ray sits on the side, enjoying his bye like a bitch, and Mark sits, as I said before, sharpening his knife, getting ready for the bloodbath that'll be next week. For a while I thought it was going to be me. It's not going to be me, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Nate. But those are my predictions. I'm going to try and do some sort of a song-based theme for each one of my picks going forward, or at least in this case, the Sad But True song for those that didn't make it to the playoffs. Just remember, there's always next year. Sad but true.